Good morning. Morning. Welcome to our practice. It's Thursday, the 18th of November, and this month has just flown by. It seems like since I got back, it feels like it's just been a blink, but it's actually been over 2 weeks. So we are approaching quickly the full moon and eclipse this Friday, tomorrow. And I posted in the Goddess Temple app today a little bit of information about this eclipse from Mystic Medusa. I really like her take on it. She is not like doing some of the doom and gloom that other astrologers are doing about this eclipse. Apparently, this eclipse is conjunct Algol, the star, which is considered to be a demonic star, but also is considered to be the head of Medusa. And for me, I'm like, well, why would the head of Medusa be considered demonic? The head of Medusa was placed as a plaque above the door or on the door of women's shelters in ancient Greece when women needed to get away from their abusive mates. So, why would that be considered demonic or bad? So, my thought is that, even though this star is often related to negative phenomenon, it's through the lens of the patriarch that that phenomena is rendered negative, such as, destructive elements, taking things down to the bare bones and starting over. A feminist interpretation of that is that we are all always in that cycle of creation and destruction. And so there's nothing to fear, that we're just doing what we do, which is cycling through phenomena. So, and in the Dharma vision, there's nothing going on at all, nothing happening, which is very comforting. So, in that spirit, let's call upon Santa Muerte, who brings things to their end, and let's ask for her to be graceful in whatever it is that must come to its end as part of this eclipse. Madre mía, Santa Muerte, ante las dificultades de la vida, ayúdame. En mis desaciertos, ilumíname. En mis soledades, acompáñeme. En las horas difíciles, fortaléceme. En más tentaciones, defiéndeme. En las penas y tristezas, consuélame. Con tu inmenso poder, protégeme. Con tu infinito amor, ámame. Con tu gran bondad, mírame. Con tu mano providente, guíame. Así sea por siempre. Amen. Like Medusa, Santa Muerte also gets a bad rap, sometimes being associated with drug traffickers or murderers. And while it's true that good people and people who are not so good all have their own practices for their own powers, it doesn't automatically mean that those powers are linked to the behavior of all of their followers. Police in Mexico honor Santa Muerte, and so do drug traffickers, and so do women who are praying for their sons to get out of jail, and so do people who are looking for health and healing, and so do people who are trying to avoid coronavirus, and so on and so forth. So the way that a being manifests in this world is not strictly related to the conduct of their followers. Today's card is the divine masculine. Well, you know how I feel about this word, but yeah, I can't seem to avoid it. 42, page 42. I just think there are smarter words, is all. That's it. It's that at the end of the day, if you say to me feminine or masculine, I'm just going to like look at you blankly because there are smarter words to describe what we've erroneously gendered. Nonetheless, here we are. Electric active power. This is the card of Osiris, master of resurrection. He heralds a time of active creative energy in your life. He fuses his own inner light with the powerful and eternal vibration of universal consciousness, being newly empowered in every cell and every thought. The hawk that sits on his shoulder has a strong life force and intense energy. You can see Osiris and his hawk. This card indicates that you are entering this kind of expansive energy at this time. In flight, the hawk has great vision and the ability to communicate with the spirit of creation. This is an important message for you. You are moving into a time of great creative and productive energy. So let yourself consider what project or activity is calling to your soul. Whether it's a new business, a novel, or a work of art, now is the time to focus on this type of endeavor. Your own resonance vibrates with an absolutely electric connection, with universal inspiration and accelerated action. In fact, you may emerge from this time feeling not only reinvigorated, but even reinvented. That's actually characteristic of this upcoming eclipse too, is that it's a time to let go of a habit or a way of being or a way of seeing ourselves that doesn't really serve us, and instead to become more of who we truly are. On a personal level, this card could signify an approaching relationship with a man. It may be a romance or a strong friendship or a business connection. This man brings fresh ideas and dynamic energy into your life, so be conscious of any new opportunities. Remember, as you receive guidance and support, to always maintain your own creative intention and listen to your own intuitive voice. And our affirmation for today: as I connect with the creative force in the universe, my own creativity expands and thrives. See, as I read this whole thing, there's really no reason for this to be termed masculine. A hawk, spirit of creation, productive energy, projects, activities, new connections, reinvigoration, reinvention. There's no reason for it. It's just a mystery to me. Perhaps it is related to Medusa and what the eclipse is highlighting for us by stopping patriarchal interference so we can get out and succeed in those areas otherwise dominated by quote unquote masculine energies. Oh, I like that very much. I think that's a great interpretation, Jessai. Um, so Jessai is proposing that the reason that we pulled the divine masculine card on this day is because it's a reminder that as we're waking up during this eclipse and moving, yes, it screams yang, not necessarily masculinity, says Bonsai. Thank you. Exactly. there's energy of movement. There's energy of maybe like pushing forward, and that what do we often have to push forward through in order to do the things we want to do? If you're, a creative person, often you're going to have to push through patriarchal norms that have been established that benefit male creativity more than female creativity, or that benefit aggressive creativity more than gentle creativity. So I think that's a very healthy interpretation of this card. Yeah, I like this idea of expansiveness, shining our light, reconfiguring our relationship with our creativity, taking a more no holds barred approach to our art or to our projects, kind of saying, okay, it's time, I'm going to activate, rather than I'm going to kind of wait for inspiration to strike, maybe. Instead, it's like, no, I'm going to create inspiration, I'm going to conjure it. I like that interpretation of this card a lot. And so, wonder powers activate in the next 24 hours as we consult with that divine, expansive, creative life force of the universe in terms of what needs to shift, change, grow, or be let go in our personal lives and in our practice. Leslie says, activate. Thanks, Leslie. All right, everybody. Now let's dive into Guanyin practice. We're going to start, as usual, with 3 prostrations before the shrine. And let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from today's practice. And today we're holding Rebecca and Jin, who gave a lot of time and life force, energy to Mount Shasta before they had to, during the pandemic, set out on the road. And now they're living in their van, and it's, with their dog, and it's not super easy because they want to move to Hawaii. But it's going to take time because they have to get all the paperwork done to bring their dog, who's a sweet little dog. And it's a lot. And they're coping, but it's a lot. So sending them positive energy today for their next steps in their journey, their magical journey. And let's recite the 4 immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Guanxi Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Omahung. 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 Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guan Yin, remain until the end of samsaric existence, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations now of Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa as we are, Margaret added her blessings for Rebecca and Jen. As we are sending out that light of our hearts, that activating light to Guan Yin, who has taken both male and female forms over the ages, but is still nonetheless one being. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨， Namo Guanxin Fusa. And the brief prayer for summoning prosperity by Jangun Mipam Rinpoche, who wrote this on the 6th day of the 10th month in the Wood Dragon year 1904. Hung Chuksum Sasum Nakdang Chake Tu Tenyo Sishi Chayang Getsin Kun Dirku Dirdu Pelge Minu Bar Deki Tashi Lexo Palbar Sho. Whom, by the power of mantras and mudras of the 3 jewels and 3 roots, may all the good omens, abundance, and prosperity of the animate and inanimate universe, both samsara and nirvana, be summoned and gathered here and expand without ever declining, so that the splendor of happiness, well-being, auspiciousness, and all that is good may blaze forth. Hung Choksum Sasum Nakdang Chake Tu Tenyo Sishi Chayang Getsin Kun Dirku Dirdu Pelge Minu Bar Deki Tashi Lexo Palbar Sho. And now 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum as we send out that creative wellspring of energy into the world. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lamedechin Yeshuangmo. Om Sosti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of Supreme Bliss, Yeshewangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings, so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guanxin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guanyin, bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher. And Devora says, blessings for Mark, Nane, and Nancy. So holding them in our practice retroactively. Thank you for sharing, Devora. And everybody, I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to share your counts. You can either put them in the comments on this post, or you can put them into the count, the official count, in the Guanyin's Millionaires group on the Goddess Temple app. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.